Suicide is one of the leading causes of death in this country. I want to talk about something that can save lives by providing an extra layer of safety. This is about responsibility, prevention, and protecting the people we love. And it begins with a conversation. Please welcome the President and CEO of NSSF, the Trade Association for the Firearm and Ammunition Industry, Joe Bartozzi. You're welcome. So tell us about Project ChildSafe.
Project ChildSafe was started back in 1999 with the mission of providing education and the means to securely store firearms when they're not being used. The idea is to prevent accidents, theft, misuse, and of course suicide. It creates that time and distance between the thought and the trigger, and we provide that information and freely to gun owners all over the country.
Is it an education program, or is there also some sort of mechanical device?
It's both. The idea is education, which we think is the most important thing, and we partner with over 15,000 law enforcement and community partners throughout the entire country, all 50 states and 5 U.S. territories. And part of the safety kit that we provide includes a gun lock. So the lessons that are learned in terms of understanding why secure storage is important, how to prevent accidents and deaths and so forth, but we also give them the means immediately to apply those lessons by providing a free gun lock.
I heard somewhere that some gun shops are just giving them automatically as part of the sale.
Well, that is correct. Now the manufacturers are also providing locks with the guns as new guns go out, but there's such an inventory of firearms that predate that practice that we are making sure we fill the gaps.
What does proper storage look like?
For everyone, it may be different. If you're a single person, no children, that might look differently than today. And what we tell people is your circumstances are going to change as your life changes. You know, when I was younger and I had young kids in the house, that was one thing. When my kids grew and moved out, we were empty nesters, my storage maybe looked different.
And it's not just important for you, it's important for your whole organization, correct?
The National Shooting Sports Foundation, you know, as the trade association, we are committed and we have the support of our industry to do this program. And we've evolved into suicide prevention space, as you mentioned in your introduction. Suicide, I should say deaths by firearm, suicide is more than homicides and accidents combined.
Wow.
So this is a very, very important and very critical topic for us. We want to make sure that our members and our community understands the risk factors and warning signs so they can prevent a suicide. We worked for about the past 10 years with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and the Department of Veteran Affairs to learn about suicide. And what we learned was very profound, particularly for me personally, that suicide is preventable. That fact changes the equation. Because if it's preventable, now we can do something about it.
Let me emphasize what you're saying, is that those people don't understand. It's why we hold people when they're suicidal. It passes in the vast majority of cases. And if you can just get them through that period where this thought overwhelms them, it's gone. Although we've been talking about young people and child safety, it's a life, across the lifespan, a concern.
Without question.
Yeah, especially for veterans.
Without question. And you know, I was brought up in the era, at my age, about, you know, you don't mix business and personal things, you know, they're separate. But as your life changes, as you evolve, as your worldview increases, you learn things like suicide preventable, number one. Number two, both of my sons are veterans, and I am well aware of the rate of veteran suicide in this country. It is a national disaster that we need to do something about and that we can help. I also know that people will not listen to who they do not trust.
Right.
So as the Firearm Industry Trade Association, we can be the trusted messenger in a space that has traditionally been occupied by medical professionals. No offense, medical professionals and firearms, they're not always compatible in some ways.
Even with suicidality, it's you need a relatable peer.
Exactly.
Cops with cops, veterans with veterans, doctors with doctors. It's very efficient. You got to team people up with people that they trust and feel like they can relate to what they're experiencing.
So we are giving to our members brave conversation toolkits so they can put right on the counter of the gun shop or the range. This is information about how you prevent suicide. It can be done. You can do it. You can save a life. And our members are overwhelmingly supportive. I've had members say, hey, when's your next program? When's your next event? I want to be there. I want to make sure my staff is there. These are gratifying things. And to get that call from a person that, hey, you know what? my son's girlfriend had suicidal ideations, and because the gun was locked, she couldn't carry it out. That validates everything that we're trying to do, and it tells us we're going to keep going with this thing, and we're not going to stop.
Let me emphasize what you're saying. So suicidal ideation is not a normal thing. It's a pathology. It needs attention. Suicidal planning is a medical emergency. Treat it accordingly. What else do you want viewers to know?
Well, as someone, as I said, I witnessed a suicide. It had a profound impact on my life.
Yeah.
But having the opportunity to talk to your audience, to talk to your folks, to talk to my community of gun owners, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can do this together. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. Everyone can do something. And what I can do when I have the bully pulpit, so to speak, is to talk to people about the importance of secure storage of firearms when they're not being used, and how we can work together to save lives. And I've got one more thing just to share with you. This is our very first Brave Conversation Suicide Prevention Challenge coin, the very first one, and I want you to have it because you have given me an opportunity to be here and talk to your audience.
Who's next? Really is what it boils down to.
Exactly.
Pass it on.
Braveconversation.org, braveconversation.org. Go there, understand the risk factors, understand the warning signs. We can save a life.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. So across the country, organizations like NSSF are working with law enforcement to provide responsible firearm storage, providing real solutions for safer communities. To learn more, visit nssf.org. And if you or someone you know is struggling, call, text, chat 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Don't go anywhere. Really very comprehensive.